I've heard a lot of interesting requests for how people want their ashes spread after they pass away. I've heard some pretty common ones being spread them at Disney World or Dollywood. I've heard spread them over the Grand Canyon or at my favorite fishing spot. Those are pretty normal options. I've heard of ashes being put into fireworks and launched up into the sky, which is pretty neat until you think about you breathe that smoke in after they explode. I've heard stories of people getting their ashes put into jewelry so their loved ones can keep those. I think that's a pretty neat idea. Probably the most unique request I've had came earlier this year when I met with some estate planning clients. The wife says she wanted her ashes buried at the base of a tree that had pretty flowers on it. So, okay, I completely get that. That's beautiful. I looked at the husband and I asked him, so what would you like? He said he wanted to be planted at the base of an orange tree. And I looked at him and I asked him, like, do you understand where an orange tree gets the nutrients to create the oranges? He smiled and said, yes, my wife's favorite fruit is the orange. That was pretty unique request. So in Texas, you can legally spread ashes on public land so long as it's not inhabited and you're doing it discreetly. You can't just pour a pile of ashes at the base of the slide at the local park. Nobody can be able to distinguish what those are. When it comes to the ocean, the EPA actually has some strange rules on this. I looked this up earlier. You can spread them at least 3 nautical miles out to sea, and you have to notify the EPA within 30 days. If you want to leave detailed instructions for how you want your ashes spread, you can do that with an appointment of agent for disposition of remains. That's a legal document in Texas that handles that. And our Texas Family Trust Plan includes one. So if you want to be detailed with how you want your remains spread, you can absolutely do that and make it legally binding. You can check that out at texanwillsandtrusts.com. I love hearing these interesting stories. So if you've got a unique idea for how you want your remains spread, leave it in the comments. I'd love to read that.